Hey, we've got the
Hello.
How you going?
Good. Yourself?
Good. I was just finishing a message. Yeah, figured we'd come back after yesterday. It was fun.
Mm.
I figured I'm gonna be sitting here anyway, so I might as well.
Yeah. Why not? Well, if it helps, you make work a bit longer and a bit more enjoyable to do it. It's great.
Yeah, and I was talking to Josh. Excuse me. I was talking to Josh after the afterwards yesterday, and he said something about my hours on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I don't need to worry about my hours because last time I checked it was like 7,000 or something. And I checked it after we got off, and it's nearly under 4. So I better do some more content.
Yeah.
But it was fun yesterday, and Grumpy Granny's the first one. Scotty Garvin's live from the lounge. I'll be back post office run plus butcher shop. Nice. Butcher stop. Damoose. How you going, mate? I might drop the link later. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. I've got a bunch more CD. I've got to finish. In true Uncle Wayno fashion, I haven't got them ready.
Well, the thought was there, I guess.
Are you listening, Leanne?
I am. I'm listing jeans. I'm in the process of trying to beat Chris.
Trying to beat Chris?
Yep. In my, in the listing rankings.
Oh, yeah.
Listing quality report. That's that's the big aim. I'm going to give him a hiding.
Everybody is doing jeans these days. It's crazy.
Well, but I've been concentrating more on women's jeans, I guess, because I seem to be able to get more. I'm currently 22 out of 10,270.
Yeah.
And of course, my listings are so much better than everyone else's. So of course, I get a bit of kudos for that.
210 is pretty good.
22.
I always find random notes and stuff in bulk lots. I can't actually read it.
Oh.
It's like a doctor's writing.
Oh.
I literally can't read any of the words because it's too... fish fillets.
Is it a shopping list?
I think it's a shopping list.
Yeah.
There's a few DVDs in this.
I find surprising things in my books.
Yeah.
Especially the vintage books, all sorts of different things. I've got a bit of a pile going because, there is a category you can sell stuff in called ephemera, which is paper, stuff on paper. And so I figure, I've got lots of bookmarks and things, and like even I think it's from 1950 something, a menu off a ship, like when people came out to Australia. Yeah. And I figure one day when the pile gets a bit bigger, I'll put it up on eBay for sale.
Yeah, it's funny you find. I also get a lot of home movies. Or CDs that just say photos on them, like burnt CDs. I just chuck them all out. I look at them.
Do you ever sell pre-recorded VHS, like ones where people have taped stuff off the TV and stuff?
I haven't, but I've got tons of them, and I've kept them because you can. And some of them, it depends what's on them. If they've got certain stuff on them, they can actually go for really good money.
Yeah, so I've heard. I haven't actually come across any in my tracks, but I have heard that they do pretty well.
Yeah, I got tons. Like whenever you get someone's bulk lot of DVDs, someone's life collection of VHS, there's always a heap of used ones in there. So. Gotta set my pages up so I can see. Can people in the chat let me know if you can hear the music and if it's stuffing my voice up or anything? Because if it is, I'll turn it off. Listing any games today? Nah, just CDs. Still sorting this lot out from yesterday. I'm just comping. I'm actually nearly finished, so I'll probably be. I mean, after I've comped them, I'll check all the discs,
Yeah.
and then I'll just start. It's super quick to list. But,
Yeah, well, I've got some nice vintage jeans, some nice vintage cords here.
Oh yeah.
And then I've got, look, I've got to pile a bit. So my daughter went out to the tip a while ago to take some stuff out for me. Yeah. And as she was putting the stuff, like she backed the car up, and as she was throwing the garbage bags into the hole, she noticed this, like an overnight bag. And she recognised the name, and she knew that she knew that person had good stuff, like, because, being in Donald, you know everybody. So she went and picked the bag out and opened the bag up, and it came out with a heap of pretty cool jeans, like Ringer Western and that sort of stuff. And so she dug them out of the tip hole and brought them home for me. And the only problem is that we've got a bit of see the rip.
Oh yeah.
Where the rib is. So this person that used to own these jeans works in agronomy, which is in farming.
Yeah.
And there's two pair have got rips in them just in exactly the same spot, and I reckon that she's hiked herself over a barbed wire fence because they're just at that right spot.
Probably. Techno head sex. That's interesting. See there?
Oh.
Music's pretty quiet, not interfering. Awesome. Thank you. There you go, media pickup.
What's everybody else listing?
Yeah.
One would imagine Media Picker is listing media, but they may not be.
I don't know if he was listing cassettes yesterday or talking about him. I can't remember.
Yeah, he might have been doing cassettes, I think.
I said he. I don't know if it's a he or a she, but sorry if... Bit awkward. Especially in this day and age.
Mm-hmm. True. I'm a he, LOL.
Hey?
Good. It's a he. Oh, he said I'm a he, LOL.
Oh, you got that message quicker than I did.
Oh, I've got up my phone sitting up next to the stream so I can see. Now, who taught me that trick? I think the night I did the live stream with the girls.
Yep.
On your Sunday night.
Yep.
Yeah, they taught me that one because I'm sitting there and they're looking at the messages and I'm going, I can't see the messages. How am I meant to see them? And they said, on your phone. And I went, oh, okay.
You can see them on the broadcast. You can't. There's a top right. There's a comments.
Oh, so click on. There you go. Well, you learn something new every day, don't you?
There you go. The first one I did, the very first one I did on Wide World of Selling when Brad and Juddy used to do that. Yeah, I didn't know, and I didn't have the comments on for the whole show.
Oh, geez, here he is. Where's that handsome man from yesterday?
This is why you don't work with old people. Oh, wow. Terradrome. Terradrome 4 is listed for 110. I got number 3.
Ah.
But I don't think that's a very accurate price. I think it would be more like 20 or 30, judging from the overseas ones. Hey Megan, how you going? Right, I'm working on cataloguing my personal CD collection. Have about 4,500. Wow, that's
Wow,
huge.
that is.
I think I got someone at my door. Hang on.
Avon calling. Yeah, that's a massive CD collection, Media Picker. Yes, possibly was Nelson, because someone was knocking at the door. Oh, we got a delivery.
Yeah. Nelson's good for one thing. He started barking, so I thought I actually couldn't hear the door. I just knew there was someone there because of Nelson.
Yeah. I've had to teach a few people not to come and knock on my front door, that if they want me, knock on the window of my eBay room, because I can't actually hear the front door from here.
Yeah.
Wow, 12 to 15,000 CDs. You said, thanks, mine is small compared to my cousin's. We think he has 12 to 15,000 CDs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm.
Come to my store and buy some after I've listed them. The handsome man wasn't available. Yep, 100%. It was him. Got my JB Hi-Fi order. They had 20%. I've been hanging out to get this.
DVDs?
Blu-rays, a Walter Hill box set.
Oh, very nice.
I might even do a video on that. I'm not sure yet. It depends if I get time. Which probably means I won't. 4 Rooms. Has anyone seen 4 Rooms? Just got released on Blu-ray from the 90s.
I'm not sure. No, I don't think I have.
It's like 4 different stories by 4 different directors, and they're sort of connected by one character.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I did look at it at one stage when I was looking for something to watch, and then I found something else that took my attention.
I haven't seen it for a long time, so I'm definitely keen to watch it. Watch that again. But you say 12 to 15k CDs. I think people think because I do DVDs and stuff like that I have this massive collection, but I don't. I only started collecting last year. I collected years ago and then I sold them all to help pay my rent when I was broke.
Yeah.
And I started again last year, so I've only got like 800 or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I had, I wouldn't have had that many, but I had quite a few, back in the day. But then when everything went digital, I thought, we had a big garage sale, so I got rid of most of mine there. I think I've only got a couple left. I mean, I've tried to pick up some, but there's just not many in the op shops around here.
Yeah.
And what there isn't, much chop, really. Or there is one place that does have a decent range of CDs, but like their prices are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're one of those little op shops that thinks that anything, from the 70s and 80s is worth an absolute fortune.
Yeah.
And they must have someone that, knows about eBay and has been comping the prices.
Hey, John. How you going?
Hi, John.
What's everyone listening today? I'm doing CDs, obviously.
Yep, and I'm doing gens.
Yep, they're a bit of a sleeper, I think. I don't really want to talk about it much. Most people don't bother with them. The thing I hate about them is when I sell them, because I don't use SKUs, so I just sort of know where all my DVDs are. Which most people think's crazy, but it's just easy. But CDs, my eyes, I need glasses and I refuse to wear them, so I can't read the fucking spines. They're too small. So I've actually haven't got that many CDs listed, but after I've done this lot, I've decided that I'm going to have to put them in some kind of order.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to take me forever to find them when I sell them.
Mm. Oh, look, it just doing SKUs makes such a difference, and it took me ages to work out the best way to do them, even for my books. But you know, sometimes I was spending an hour looking for a book because it wasn't where I thought it was, and yeah, now it's literally 3 steps, and it takes 5 seconds. And I've just done this week. This is my jeans storage behind me, which is I've reorganised it with all, and they're all skewed now. Well, they were skewed, but I had them in 3 different spots. But now it's all done in the one spot.
Yeah, most people skip them as they can easily access what they want online. I'm many city. Yeah, I mean, I do the Blu-ray collector groups on Facebook, and it's great for guys will just sell cheap because you're a collector. Like, I mean, I don't use them to flip. I use them to buy for myself. But yeah, I've picked up like $30-$40 Blu-rays that I just want for myself for like $10 each off Facebook. So it's great. Retro Ranger, how you going?
And that's probably one of the biggest disadvantages of being in the bush, is using Facebook to source stuff. Yeah, I have done in the past, actually. In one of my past lives, I've worked in a pub, behind the bar and in the bottle shop.
Karaoke chart busters. Maybe I should put this on and we'll get Leanne to sing a few songs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so
there, Backstreet Boys, Shakira, In Excess, Bon Jovi.
Your favourite?
Yeah. I won't be listening to that. That pile's going to fall soon if I don't get rid of it.
Well, I'm working on a bit of a rap song at the moment. I've been challenged to do a rap, but I've got it. So at the moment, I'm working on 2 songs. I'm going to do one which is sort of like, it's not actually rap, but it'll sort of lead into the rap. And then the following time, I'll actually do a rap song.
I'll tell you what, Jeff from the movie show.
Yeah,
he's recorded a few rap songs recently, and they're really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jeff used to be a singer in a band.
Okay.
Yeah, back in the day.
Well, because I've thought to myself that he could actually get a really good job doing voiceovers and stuff, because he's got a great voice.
Oh yeah, he does, and he does impersonations and stuff really well. Absolute ripper bloke too. I've known him since I was about 10.
Okay.
We played under 10s footy together, so we've been mates for a long, long time. She milks and she pours.
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that one. So I found I've been getting a bit tough on these bloody people sending me ridiculous offers of late. I did go through a period of testing what would happen if I accepted every offer that I was given, as long as I was making some money.
Yeah.
So I did that for a month, and look, it was good. I made sales and stuff, but like, my ASP went down. Because you might have only been making $1 or $2, but last couple of weeks I've been getting very tough because people send you some ridiculous offers.
You know what? Lots of people talk about ASP. I actually don't care about mine.
Yeah.
I never think about it. I never look at it. I know roughly what it is. It's low. It's only like 23 or something.
Yep.
But most of mine are letters. So
yeah.
If someone's doing mainly packages, Their ASP might be 30, but mine, I'm probably still making more profit.
Yeah.
Because
Well, yeah.
my items, all my items that I list are well under $1 each. So
yeah. And I guess, yeah, it kind of, yeah, for me, it comes down a little bit to like to my mind anyway, if I've got sort of better quality items that are making more profit per item, then I probably don't have to list quite as many.
Yeah.
To get that income.
Yeah. I mean, I totally understand that. I think if you're going to be mainly a media store, I think you really need to list the cheaper stuff. Simply to get repeat buyers all the time. So a lot of my repeat buyers, they might buy three $10 DVDs, but then they also buy a $40 one, and then that way that averages out for them, so they feel like they didn't pay as much for the $40 one.
Yeah.
So yeah. True story.
Yeah, and I guess that was the trouble I was finding when you first start like doing DVDs, which I don't do. Well, I'm clearing out my DVDs at the moment out of the store, 5 a day. But it's getting that with the lower priced ones. It's actually when you're first starting, you haven't got repeat buyers.
Yeah. If I was starting a brand new store, I'd just list a bunch of DVDs for $3. I wouldn't, just to build the store up. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't make any money off them. I'd list other stuff as well, but you only get a certain amount of listings when you start a new eBay account now. So I'd put a bunch of cheap DVDs, $7 or $8 DVDs up for $3. They'd all sell really quick and get your feedback, and you build your store. Price for first CD would be a $30 plus CD. It was one of 220 at 40 cents. Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, this lot that I bought off my mate, I bought it off him months ago, and it's been sitting at his house. I hadn't picked it up.
Yeah.
I even said to him, we went to a gig together, and we're just talking, and I said, I regret buying that lot off you, because I can't be fucked going through it, and I've got too much shit in that. But now that I'm going through it, I don't regret it at all.
I bet. Well, I'm just sending an offer to someone that's taken interest in a VHS. So it's Lost Highway from 1997, David Lynch film.
Yeah.
And it's a big box set X rental that I've got listed for $59.95. So.
Wow.
But I'll send him a 25% off though, which will bring it down to $45.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
See if I can entice them.
Only getting about 2.3% repeat buyers. I do put in a business card with most packages to let them know I'm not just getting rid of items, but an actual small. Yeah. I mean, I've mentioned this before. You might not have seen it, Media Picker. Most people cringe when I say this. I send all my buyers a message after. I don't send business cards or anything. Large letters, the ones that are untracked, I take a photo of them at the post office. Doesn't take me any extra time because I do it while the post office lady's doing her thing. I could copy and paste message, send them to my buyer, and they love it. The buyers love getting the message, and I get heaps of comments on it. Wow, nobody else does this, blah, blah, blah. And the reason I do it is because that's what we did about 20 years ago on eBay. You had to do it because you couldn't even mark your items sent on eBay back then. You had to actually you had to actually message people and say, look, I've sent your item, and people love it. They absolutely love it, and it takes me it doesn't really take me any more time than, like, I'll just do it later in the day when I'm laying on the couch. I'll just quickly send all the messages to people, and I ask people to follow me in there, and I get heaps of people following me from that.
Yeah, that's good. Well, it is. I mean, I guess it is. It's a point of a difference, isn't it, with other sellers?
I get heaps of people telling me, like, fuck that, I can't be bothered doing that. Judd is one of them. Fuck that. It's just like it's just habit because it's something I've done for over 20 years. So I didn't do the photos 20 years ago because back then you didn't even have phones to do that. But
yeah.
a few months back, a local radio station went digital and they gave all their CDs to a church op shop to sell. I bought the lot. But yeah.
Wow.
This lot that I got's from a radio DJ, so it's not this lot, the last lot. Sorry. Yeah, so it was really good. Haven't tackled them yet. They'll need some research first. Yeah, sweet. Oh, I'm nearly finished comping.
Yes, I've got a few vinyls that I've got to go through that are, as I'm getting towards the end of my big vinyl collection I got in there, because a lot of that came from someone that DJ'd back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a bit of and a lot of long play singles too.
Yeah, that's one thing I just won't sell on eBay. I just can't be bothered with it. It's mainly because of the packaging, but also the photos, because collectors are just so finicky about vinyl.
I got a ripper of a message off someone one day, and it was one of the very first albums that I listed. I picked it up in an op shop. It was before I even got this big lot of vinyl, and they messaged me and blasted me for the way I'd listed it. And I'm like, oh. So and by that stage I'd come a long way and I knew what I was doing, and I also was at that point where I was testing anything that had even a slight mark on it. I was testing.
Yeah.
So I had to message him back, and I was very apologetic and stuff, and said, like, I'll take it down straight away and fix it. It was one that I'd missed fixing and blah 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 blah. But it was a ripper of a message.
Yeah, some people can just be. Yeah, I mean, if I get a good lot of vinyl, I'm not going to get rid of them. But my dad takes a lot of them because he collects.
Yeah.
He usually buys them off me, but I'd be happy to give them to him, but he just because he knows it's my business, he demands I'm paying. But I give him 75% off the price.
Yeah.
And then the rest I find they sell just like hotcakes on Marketplace. So if I ever get they go on Marketplace.
See, that's the trouble here with Marketplace here. Like, it's pretty rare. I mean, the price people put stuff up for, and a lot of them are people that are running basically an op shop from their home, and they're selling on Marketplace, and it's hard. It's a different Marketplace is a very different kettle of fish in the country, like in a small country town.
Yeah.
And you sort of need to get out of your own area. So I like it when I go to my son's place in Bendigo or my daughter's in Mildura. It's good. I hop on then and get into it, and that's great. You can get stuff, but not around here.
How big's Donald? How many people are in Donald?
So I think the actual population, they count up to 10K out of town, and it's just over 1,000.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think Traralgon's about 25, 26 or something.
So it's a 3-pub town. Well, it's not actually. It's really a 2-pub town because we've got 3 pubs, but one of them's always not doing so well.
Let's catch up with these. Vinyl pickers are really picky. Vinyl buyers also can't find it cheap enough by me to even resell it. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's super hard.
Yeah, and my big bulk lot I was so lucky because a friend that I went to school with actually gave those to me, and there was over 100 of them, and they were her ex-husbands. So the funny story was she'd been nagging him to come and pick them up because they were taking up room, and he didn't come and pick them up. So she said, I'm going to give them to you. I said, I can't take them for free. She said, no, I'd feel guilty if I sold them, but if I actually give them to you, it's okay.
That's awesome. I finally worked out how to comment on YouTube. Took me months. Well, I'm glad you finally if for people that are watching, if you're not sure how the live chat works, you have to be logged into the app or on a computer. So yeah, you've got to be logged in and you've got to be on the app. You can't just go to Google on your phone and go YouTube. You actually have the app. So yeah, if you've got the app and you log into the app, the live chat, when you open the video, the live chat should automatically open. Because my mum was. All right, now comes the tedious task of discs. And have business YouTube account. Yeah, I don't understand that. Someone else said that to me, but I've always just I don't know.
What's a business YouTube account?
Maybe that's just what they call it. I'm not sure. I'm back with lunch, potato pie, and chocolate milk breakfast of champions. Right. Yeah, I don't know why I start these lives at 11:30 because I was pretty hungry.
Yeah, it's bad timing.
At 2 o'clock yesterday. That one's scratched. Put that one there.
So you're doing I saw on Judder's short, you're doing that elimination chamber thing that he's doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how's that work?
I don't know.
Hasn't it already started?
Yeah. I don't know. We've got a challenge this week. I don't know if I'm allowed to say because the video hasn't come out.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, so you get a challenge every week?
I don't know. But we have got one this week.
So has he done this? Has he done this before?
No.
No.
Nah. My customers are hard asses with condition. I'm pretty fussy. I highly recommend if you've got a $80 CD and it's got a big scratch in it, and I think a lot of people get stuck in the fact that, oh shit, but it's an $80 CD and they still list it. Just don't list it.
Yeah.
If they got light marks, I'll list them and I write it in the description. If they've got heaps of light marks and I still think the CD will work, I still won't list it just because it's a perception thing. People don't like seeing that. So, what brand of polish to use on your discs?
Turtle wax.
Turtle wax, scratch and swirl. I've had this bottle. This bottle is still full. I've had this bottle for 3-4 years, something like that. Still half full. You only need the tiniest little bit on the microfiber cloth. And it works like a fucking, won't get scratches out, but it works like a dream to get the disc clean.
Yeah, in one of my previous lives, I made a lot of backup discs for people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, that often gets scratched and stuff. So, yeah, I came across and I originally was using Mr. Sheen because that has a similar effect. And it doesn't take the scratches out or anything, but it does kind of fill the very light ones in a bit and allows them to play smoothly and cleans them where they may not have worked before.
And like now I'm just, at the moment, I'm checking the discs and putting them in piles. So this Jimmy Barnes one, I won't be listing because it's too scratched. I've got a pile of...
Is that the autographed one?
No.
Or a different one?
I haven't got a pile of perfect ones yet. I've got a pile of very light marks. And then I've got another pile of light marks, but there's a few more. And that'll be it. There's no more after that. There's only perfect nearly perfect and good. And then if it's a scratch disc and it's a valuable one, I'll put it in my scratch pile to fix it when I get the machine bloody working again.
Oh yeah, I heard you say that yesterday. Your machine wasn't working properly.
I just got one perfect one now. Cheap tape. Yeah. Yeah, I'm using mine as we speak. But I find customers use LED lighting picks up more scratches, but under natural light. You can definitely see more scratches under certain light.
Yeah.
I can't. I've got terrible lighting in this room, and I can't list anything at night because the lights just aren't good enough.
Yeah.
I need natural light to see. So if I'm listing at night, I make sure I've already checked them during the day, or I don't list at night very often anyway. Or I list them and I don't upload them and I check them the next morning. Yeah. Also, that still need cleaning. Anyone want to?
No thanks. Yeah, I finished up with because I've got a A3 size scanner, and with the vinyl, with some of them, because it was too hard to try and get particular marks to show up in the photos, I finished up scanning them, chucking them in the scanner. That works.
Yeah, this is the other thing. Scratches on the printed side. You got to be careful of that because the laser will just go straight through and it won't read it.
Yeah.
So then the CD won't work. So, Jazzy, how you going?
Hi, Jazz.
I use LED lighting and we use the flash when photographing. Yeah, I don't photograph the CDs. So I've never had an issue with people complaining about my description. So let's keep going with it. I'm hungry now that I said that before. The one thing I hate with CDs is these two discs. This one's actually in really good nick, but so many of them, they just break so easily.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Yeah, they didn't ever seem to come up with a decent design with that, did they?
Always understate the condition of disc cover my ass from it. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. I probably do that as well. So, I've had feedback before that says, "Wow, like really surprised by the condition."
Yeah.
Like, okay, stuck behind a pallet, Scott. They shouldn't find me for a while. Come on for a chat, Desi.
Yeah, come in for a chat. Yeah, I always understate, especially with books. You got to understate.
So, like this,
unless they're
this is the 2-disc one. The second disc is absolutely mint. The first disc has 2 very, very light marks on it. I will list that as with marks on it.
Yeah.
Still doesn't stop dodgy buys from me. I don't get a lot. And if they do, they get blocked. So they don't get the privilege of buying from Uncle Wayno again.
Yeah, some of you guys must have some really long block lists.
Yeah, mine's huge. I get started on some photos soon, Wayno. You got too much of a distraction. Fair enough. Yeah, I am pretty easy on the eyes, so I can understand. This one's not much chop, I don't think. From memory, that wasn't a very expensive one, so I was going to ditch it.
How much do you, when you're doing your listing, how much do you worry about filling out your title and stuff? As long as you like to fill out as much of the, yeah, I didn't think you would. Yeah.
Everything except for CDs and VHS. I don't fill out the like DVDs and that. I always fill out the title over 65 characters. VHS and CDs, I just don't bother because there's not as many of them. Well, VHS, there's not as many of them listed for start. So I don't think it really matters that much.
Yeah.
So I just don't bother with it. I just do it as quick as I can. Just put the title in. CDs, I'm not going to be stuffing around putting catalog numbers and shit in the title. It'll take forever. Like,
Yeah.
I can just do 30-second listings, literally 30-second listings if I do that. And even I've started putting in VHS and even some of the CDs that I've been doing where you have to put the artist and the album in the specifics, like it's required.
Yeah.
I just put C title in my template. I don't even have to copy and paste into that. It's in the title anyway, so if people search it, it's going to come up.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Oh, look, some of the item specifics that you have to fill out in some of the categories are just ridiculous.
Yeah,
like even with most of the clothing, one of the jeans is different. They don't, but anything that you've got a top, it wants a character, which by that their meaning is it a Disney character or a, Mothman t-shirt or, something like that. Well, for the majority of normal clothing, they don't. And it's an actually required, well, it is a required specific. So it just, keeps popping up. So, there's I either have Country Girl or Aussie Girl in mine, and that's it, because I put it in my template and it just fills it out.
I just don't think that most people don't use the filters. Like, if you think about yourself going to buy something, what filters do you use when you so for me, for instance, if I'm buying Blu-rays, I don't even use the genre filter, which I think I put the genre in for all my DVDs and that because I actually think it's important. The name of the movie I just don't understand why the name of the movie is a specific. It's in the actual title.
Exactly.
I'm not going to click on the filter when I'm looking. So I only put genre in. If they say if I write Robert De Niro in the title and it comes up it automatically selects it, then I'll just tick the box. Same with the rating, I'll just tick the automatic one that's come up. But apart from that, I just don't think they're important. Other categories, for other categories, there's specifics that are super important, but for DVDs and stuff like that.
Well, and you're right. I mean, a lot of the stuff you're putting in the title anyway.
Hello.
Hello, Pixie.
Sarah.
Thrifty Pixie. How'd you come up with that anyway, Pixie? I suppose she has got a bit of a pixie face, hasn't she?
If you report them, they can't. I don't think they can.
So, question for you, because you've been around for a while.
I don't even know what euros are.
What? No, I don't either. What is that? So, a question for you, Wayno. So you've been around for a while. So, say how many of the same resellers that were around pre-COVID are around now? Like, do you think there's a lot that aren't?
I wasn't here pre-COVID.
So even if you go back. So how long have you been doing it for? I
mean, I only got on social media in 2021. I didn't even I didn't even have a Facebook account until 2017 and I made a fake one just to use Marketplace. I didn't want to have any social media, but I found too many people wouldn't deal with me on Marketplace because it was obvious it was a fake account. So I made a real one eventually, and then just talking to Judder, and he convinced me to make. He's like, "You got to make an Instagram account." Right, yeah. So I did YouTube and Instagram in I think it was 2021, around April-ish.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was watching a video, one of Judder's early ones last night, and a lot of the people that were coming into the chat, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, there's definitely a few. Yeah. So some of them are complete fuckwits. It's probably why they're not around anymore. To be honest, I've heard some stories. That person buy 3 times from me and scam 3 times from 3 different accounts. Report to eBay. That do nothing to help. Wow, that's crazy. I've never had anything like.
Oh, so whatever it was that Cara said, it's a kebab. She said.
Oh, okay. I'm not that far down. I'm way behind in the chat. I missed the Aussie VHS Thrifter channel. Yeah, he's got a movie channel now. So it's called Blood Popcorn. So go and check it out. He's doing reviews of it like Friday the 13th and stuff like that. Just old school movie reviews. I talk to Robbie pretty much every day. He's a legend. And also, I think it's been announced who's on the Elimination Chamber, hasn't it? Yeah. Robbie's going to be.
There's a few of them in the. He's in the video anyway.
Yeah, Robbie's going to be on that. Okay. So go and follow Diary of a Flipper, and you'll see Robbie on that.
What's the octopus saying? 3.5 Leanne. What's that about?
If you're writing C title, you might as well write it. Nah, I write it in my template, and then I just never have to write it again. Yeah, I don't think it makes a difference. I really don't. It doesn't affect my sales at all. So, because when I sell similar on your listings, it shits me. There's like no specifics. We'd make them more money with less requirements, and we could list them a lot more. Totally. Kebabs.
Yep.
Marilyn, how you going?
Hi, Marilyn.
I started in the action figure parts and accessories section when listing parts, no traction, seeing the big parts sellers. Can't understand you, Scotty.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, what does that mean?
Anyone know of a good video regarding how to use Instagram? I'm sure if you search on YouTube, there's literally tutorials for everything.
Yeah, I haven't seen one, but that's not to say there isn't one. Yeah. So I've got. I'm talking of action figures. This way. So when I go to the op shops, I'm shopping for buying, the bags of toys that they do, and I just been buying them and sticking them in a big tub, which actually turned out to be, when I got them all together, turned out to be 3 big tubs, and I let the grandkids come. When they come, they play with them and they take a few home, and I keep adding to them. And after something that happened the other day, I decided that perhaps I'm letting a few dollars walk out the door. So I started going through one of them, and I've come up with these ones already that are half decent. This is apparently some wrestling dude.
Is that Big Boss Man?
I have no idea. But I just, something to do with wrestling, apparently. That's what Google Lens told me anyway. And there's a few
Scotty would know.
Yeah, tell me what this is, Scotty.
I think it's Big Boss Man. Honestly, lots of people try this and then realize you have to actually work at this. Yeah, they all see the polished videos that people make on YouTube, making it look like it's a dream job, and you can just sit back and rake in the cash. Turns out you actually have to work about 60 or 70 hours a week just to make a minimum wage. Robbie's retro reviews, they're hilarious. Highly recommend.
Oh, okay.
So through eBay, you just have to click condition, and that's it for listing DVDs. Yeah. If you're an old person, Leanne probably has one for you.
Good on ya. Don't be mean.
Mention Instagram in your marketing for listings. Is there a process to follow?
Uh,
I don't know what you mean exactly.
Like I think Instagram seems to be used more as a you promotion, like you're promoting you as a reseller
I wouldn't put your
versus
Instagram. I wouldn't put your Instagram account in your listings because eBay won't like that. You're not allowed
you
to.
can now. You
You're
can
not allowed.
now.
Really?
Yeah, there's a section to share it on social media.
Yeah, that's different. But you can't divert people to buy through another.
Oh yeah.
I can't. I'm dumb. I can't explain it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can share your listings to social media. That's just a new thing they've introduced. But
it's
yeah,
still
you
my
wouldn't
dream.
actually put your Instagram details in your listing.
So social interaction really, but not for promoting it.
That's it.
I just ignore all that stuff.
It's really kind of a place where
the
reseller community gets together, isn't it?
You can't have a link to your Instagram in your listing and say, "Come buy from me from Instagram."
Yeah.
Instead of eBay, basically. I used to sell some stuff I didn't do, but it was outside of eBay. Or eBay will kidnap you in a white van. No worries.
Hashtag run from the white van.
And I can definitely tell you. Sen's got your pick now.
Oh. All right. I'll have to do that later. Yeah, well, I suppose that could be a BB on his front, couldn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's Big Boss Man.
Mm.
From the 90s. They're the only wrestlers I know from the 90s. I'll look it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I sort of thought, well, maybe I'm sitting on a fortune and I'm letting the kids take it home, my grandkids take it home.
No. Sorry, I'm thinking of Bam Bam Bigelow. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Bam Bam Bigelow. Oh, thank you, Jessie Lee.
I knew it was a BB.
I know nothing about this sort of stuff, but yeah. I sort of was going through the box, and these ones felt decent, so I thought I'll grab those out. And
I just looked up Big Boss Man. I'm like, oh shit, it's not him. Middle of the day is an odd time for that. Yeah, just decided to do some sitting here listing anyway, so might as well. I use Instagram to promote some good sales, buys, etc. It has a direct link to my I have my eBay link on Instagram. Christian's the king of selling outside of eBay. Christian is all over it. He sells tons of stuff on Marketplace.
He does, doesn't he? This one's got a little button. Oh, maybe it's going to work now. And you press it and he fights.
He's like me. I'm fat and referred to as Bam Bam Gigolo. Well, what the wife calls you in the bedroom is private octopus. That's a Goku one you just showed from Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay. Familiarise with the vehicles those turtles come with, because you'll find them in up-shop vehicle bags. Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool. Wife, op shop, and same.
Don't know this brand. Anybody know this brand of jeans?
Don't ask me.
meant to be doing my 9 to 5 work from home, but these midday live streams are a preferred distraction from the lethal collector.
Yeah,
it looks like Deacon Octo. Haven't heard of it before. Maybe it's worth money.
Bam Bam's not worth much.
Oh, bugger. Well, the kids can have that one then. The grandkids can have that one.
Is anyone interested in jumping on? Say good day. If you are, I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link in the chat if anyone wants to jump on.
Yeah, who wants to come in and say good day?
I'll find it.
It was funny yesterday when you said all your groceries are out in the car, and like it was on the tip of my tongue to say, "Oh, just get Josh to go and get it." And then I thought, "Oh, well, Josh isn't actually there, is he?"
There you go. I dropped the link, so if anyone wants to jump on, feel free. I always leave me groceries in the car, and then I'll get them out as I need them.
I suppose that's a double use it for the car, a pantry as well.
They're backstuffed, they're too heavy, so when I run out of Pepsi or whatever, I just go out and get a couple of bottles out of the car. Run out of dog food, I go out and get a couple of cans.
Oh gosh. So what's the go with your back? Are you going to looking at getting anything done with it, or?
Go all myself and jump on, yeah, sweet. No, well, I can't. It's just gonna. It's just shit. But I can manage it better. I just need to go. I haven't been a chiropractor for ages.
Yeah.
Which I really, really need to do. And I need to lose weight as well. So, which I've sort of started doing. Sucks.
Yeah, it does suck, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. But yeah, I'm having a. Now I can't even remember what it's called now. Some sort of operation. Anyway, they're going to shave a bit off part of my spine because I've got. Well, see, I've got a bit that's squashing down one of the nerves, and that's why my leg's numb. And so yeah, they're going to just shave off a little bit of the bone that's causing that pressure.
Yeah.
But that was supposed to be in September.
Yeah, I mean, I really need to lose weight because honestly, I haven't said this publicly. I'm really struggling just to get around. I can't. I just lose my breath. It's so easy. It's not funny. And I'm actually a little bit worried about my heart.
Yeah.
So.
I get it. I do get it. I know how hard it is, and well, I mean, you've only got a picture if you pick up a 10K bag of spuds, and how when you got a crook back, how hard that is. And I just think to myself, geez, if I could lose 10, that's what it's called, a lobectomy or something. Yeah, if you got 10K less, like that would just take the pressure off, wouldn't it?
He wrote lobotomy.
Lobotomy, yeah, well, that's what you need, Octo, a lobotomy. Oh, Marilyn's just had surgery. She's recovering from surgery. Can't even drive, so vicariously living through you guys.
Yeah, that sucks.
Wayno uses turtle wax made with real baby turtles.
Yeah. I'm using them I'm just using a microfiber cloth, just to get light. Like I'm not using any cleaning fluid at the moment. Just to gets most of the like fingerprints or whatever off. Anything that needs a better clean, I use turtle wax. I'll put it to the side and do it later. You gotta be careful with the microfiber cloth without any fluid on it. Tends to actually scratch the disc itself sometimes. So it just depends what sort of pressure you put on it and stuff.
Do you want me to tell you the perfect fabric for doing that?
Me too, Wayno.
That doesn't scratch them.
Yeah, what's that?
Ladies' knickers. Seriously, old ladies' knickers, like those big cotton ones, because they're made out of really soft fabric. It's great.
Yeah, well, that's good because I've been stealing them off people's clotheslines lately. So. Went to shops and walked back to car. Had to sit for 5 first. It's crazy. You can hear me breathing on all my videos. Hopefully with this music in the background, you can't hear me now. Yeah, it's terrible. I'm really unhealthy. But starting to get better.
It's a vicious cycle, isn't it?
Hang on, Leanne.
Oh.
Media Picker's here. How you going?
Oh, hello.
Hey,
guys. Hey, welcome.
How's it going?
Good. Did you have a channel?
I do and I don't. I have one, but there's nothing on it yet. I don't have freaking time.
Oh, okay. I was gonna check after this stream yesterday, but I actually forgot.
I've got 5 followers right now and no content. Eventually, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be a little mixture of everything. It's gonna be me thrifting, me finding stuff, me showing like sales, what I bought it for, what I sold it for, so in case other people find it in the wild, they can try and sell it themselves also. And then I'll also probably show off parts of my personal collection. I've got some rare pieces, autograph stuff, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, crazy.
Wow. Sounds good.
It's kind of hard to see, but in the back corner behind me,
Oh, yes, there, I can see. Yeah.
That's my active eBay listings. I'm just under 1,000 currently, just doing this part time.
Yeah, sweet.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm full time and I've only got like 1,200 at the moment. But, seriously,
then, it's kind of hard to see that light there, but there's thousands of CDs on that wall back there, and on the other side of it, you can't see on camera. That's personal collection.
That up really.
I can't even put them in cases. Cases are in my crawl space. So I got too many of them to show them.
Oh, jeez.
What time is it over there?
9:35 p.m. So I'm probably not going to be on here too long. I unfortunately got the day job tomorrow, but my day job works from home, so it's kind of nice.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah. We're what is it? 12:35 here, so that's 9 hours.
Yeah.
12:35 during the day. I missed heap of the chat. Again, I always do that. Tasha's here. How you going?
I've actually been
on Tash and Teddy.
Put the knickers on your shopping list after purchase. Please take out of your car immediately. My fault. I don't even like sweets. I just eat bad meals. Hey, Granny, you mentioned your immaculate pantry. Why don't you film with that as your backdrop? Open pantry back.
Yeah, well, that could be a bit awkward because the pantry is where the walkway from the kitchen through to the bathroom and the laundry and the loo is. So it'd be a bit hard to put my desk and everything there. So you just have to put up with my jeans display because I haven't put my quilt up today.
So what's your name, Media Picker? Do you mind if I...
Brandon.
Brandon. Do you mainly just do CDs?
CDs, DVDs,
a
few video games if I can find them cheap, and
cassette
tapes.
Video games are pretty hard to come by. Good lots as well. Everything's getting harder to source these days.
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Video games is probably the hardest because
I have got. No, I shifted them. I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 console games up on my thing over there, and they're in the. So in the whole 12 months that I've been, well, 16 months now that I've been doing eBay, they're the only ones I've picked up. I haven't listed them because they're not valuable, but I just thought I'll get them and then I'll give them to someone that actually does games at some point. But yeah, none around here.
Right. Yeah. But they obviously got really hot when COVID hit because everybody was home. So prices skyrocketed, and a lot of them just aren't worth crap anyway. So.
Yeah.
Well, the autograph Jimmy Barnes said is no good.
Oh, isn't it?
I don't think it's worth much anyway. Rush, no good as well. I haven't found many that are scratched. So do you mind if we ask what your day job is?
I actually work obviously remote for a company that helps hospitals fight insurance claims to try and get money that they're due.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been in that field in some fashion for about the last 17 or 18 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This
Fairly
I do
intense.
in I'm sorry?
Fairly intense job then.
Yeah, I'm kind of an old pro at it though, so it doesn't really stress me out very much, which is kind of nice. So
yeah, you learn. Yeah, it's like reselling. It becomes second nature after a while. Once you learned it all.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, I'm part time. Whenever I have free time, I'm working on something regarding the eBay business, and it's enough to cover my mortgage alone every month. So
yeah,
that's great.
Let's help.
Yeah.
I'd like to turn it full time at some point.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, I said before about how you have to work 60 hours and blah blah blah. I don't. I pretty much work part-time hours. I work 20 hours a week. Some weeks it's a lot less. But I don't have a lot of commitments, so I can. I don't have kids or partner or anything, and I plan on keeping it that way because I don't have to. I don't have to earn as much money to live.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, well, yeah, and I'm a bit the same in that I'm an empty nester, so everyone's gone. There's just me here. So I've turned every room in the house into part of my eBay store.
yeah.
So I don't need to buy storage, which is great.
Yeah, I've got everything just housed in this back room, and it's getting to the point where it's overflow. I've got stacks on the floor of stuff that's all inventoried, and I just have to get around to get the listing it, which that's the hard part.
Yeah, that is the hard part.
I gotta prep it. I've got a stack of 350 plus. I got clean still.
Yeah, my daughter last time she came home, she just looked at me because the spare room where the bed is, if I could get rid of the bed, I would, I tell you, because I could put more shelves in there. But
right.
There's a bed in the middle of the room, queen size bed in the middle of the room, surrounded by all these big shelving units and books. She said, "Mum, you need to stop buying books." Well, no, I can't because that's what I do.
Well, you can't. There's something that are worth money. There's a guy I'm friends with, and actually I've been a guest on his channel. It's called Galaxy CD Rocks and Flips. He used to run a record store years ago.
Yeah,
and then he sells a lot of media also. And he's a pretty small channel on YouTube, and he sells a lot of old books. He has contacts in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, and he has books from 1900s that he sells, and they're still in pretty good shape, and they can make some really good money.
Yeah. I sent this week I sent a 1905 Last of the Mohicans. That's gone over to America.
Wow.
I do a lot of international shipping with a lot of my vintage and antique books. Yeah. Look, probably I'm going to say maybe 3/4 go to America, and then probably a good quarter go to the UK, and then there's really odd ones in between. I sent Home Alone VHS 1, 2, and 3 to someone in Q8. Like,
Really?
yeah. Yeah. Strange.
I have a few VHS that are in my store. It's not very many. Some Barney VHS, some of those can actually go for decent amounts.
Yeah.
I've got some of the Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen stuff from when they were kids. I got really cheap.
I was watching one of the American YouTubers the other day, I think 365 Vintage, and she was going through, and there was these free VHS on this table, and there was a Wiggles one there, and she picked it up and she went, "Oh, Wiggles," and put it back down.
No, those were
I don't know anything about that, and walked off, you see. So then I put a note in the thing. I said, "Oh, you need to go back and get the Wiggles," because they go like hotcakes, because they're the original band members, and they're the ones that people want.
Well, and obviously with Pee Wee Herman passing away the other day, his stuff is just flying right now on eBay.
Yep.
All Wiggles.
Yeah.
We talked about it yesterday. I sold the Cockroaches CD for $100. The Wiggles used the band, the Wiggles. A couple of the Wiggles were in before the Wiggles. I'm lucky that I've been stockpiling video games for years. I was waiting to get disc reservices, so I wouldn't sell any discs that weren't immaculate. Plus, I'm a collector / hoarder. I think we all are.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not as much anymore. I got rid of.
I've turned a hobby into a small business now. My girlfriend used to gripe at me all the time. She goes, "It looks like a damn CD store back here," and that was before it was. Like, well, it is now. So.
Yeah.
International shipping, Marilyn. Get it on. Turn it on. We call it turning it on. That's not actually what you do, because you don't actually get to press a button. It's a strange phrase, isn't it? Because we always say turn on international shipping, but yeah, you don't actually do that. But yeah, best thing. What was that, Wayno?
I thought you were going somewhere else there for a second.
Oh, you know.
We call it turning it on.
I've got some videos on my channel, Marilyn, about it. And yeah, look, I probably send. Look, sometimes I might do 4 or 5 international sales a week. Sometimes 1 or 2, but like every week I'm sending something somewhere. And I'm going to get, which I haven't got yet, but I'm going to get a big map of the world, because I want to put it up on the wall and put a pin in it every time I send something somewhere. Because it's crazy some of the places I send stuff to.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, go if you want to know how to do it, because a lot of people get scared by it or whatever. Go and look at the video on it; it'll explain it for you pretty easily.
Thank you. It takes all the excess stuff out of it, the way I did my video, and I didn't try and explain stuff. I just told you what you had to do, and then once you actually do it and go through the process, because I still had people saying to me, "Oh, I still don't understand." And I said, look, just follow the steps and do it. And once they did that, then they could understand how it works. But yeah, it's not that scary. Sorry?
You guys don't have a hub or anything to ship to eBay, do you?
No.
The US,
do we have one now? Why not?
We ship it. There's a couple hubs in the country, and they ship it to this center hub, and eBay ships it out to the buyer.
They're bringing it in.
I was going to say there was something about it, but yeah.
But then if there's issues, it's on eBay. It's not on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Like apparently they're bringing him in soon. Saw it a couple of weeks ago on one of the group chats.
Yeah, there's a few hubs across the country in the U.S. that have that set up. Depending where you are, you'll send it to one of those hubs.
Some items have a fast, big enough sell-through in Australia that it's not necessary to deal with the additional hassles. Yeah, true. A lot of stuff you'll sell. There's a lot of stuff you won't be able to sell in Australia, but you'll sell it over.
Yeah, I just find it easier. Like, I just put it on everything now anyway. Like, it's easier because then I don't have to have separate policies that have got international shipping and some that haven't, because I do postage policies, and you don't want to have too many of those.
Right.
So you've got a big CD collection, Brandon. Do you like to get the different pressings, like from different countries?
Yeah, I try to get some. I've got a lot of. I have a guy I buy from for my personal collection on eBay. I get a lot of Japanese pressings from there with the OBI strips and everything. And then I'm always still looking for, obviously, the first presses, the early Japan releases, the West Germany ones that look where it looks like a shooting target, so on and so forth. And I listen to everything. I could listen to blues one day and death metal the next. Depends what kind of mood I'm in.
Yeah.
Good.
So in saying that, as the Australian release of a certain CD or DVD might be really abundant here, but you can't get it in America. So someone will buy it from America or from another country. Even though it's
and quite often the artwork's different, isn't it too? Like a lot of times in different countries, the artwork's different. Well, it is with vinyl anyway.
Yeah, you can see that from time to time, the difference in the artwork.
With
the cat numbers on them are different, obviously, which is how you recognize which version you actually have. And for the ones I can't tell off the top of my head, I usually use Discogs for that.
Yeah.
I don't bother putting the catalog numbers in the title.
I don't either.
You don't either? Well, that's good. Then I thought you were going to say
my personal collection, yes.
I do with the vinyl. You have to because the collectors are,
Yeah, vinyl you have to. First press, if you can put it, if it is, you make sure you put that in there also. And
so I never understand why people have to pay it. Yeah, I think it's supposed to. Yeah, you don't have to pay it until they pay it. So
and Marilyn, if you get an AusPost business account, which are my post business, and it's free, and you get different bands, but you'll get discounts from them on the postage. So you might, as John's got further down, $110 postage. It might have been $110 postage, but you might get $6, $7, $10 more dollars discount. So you're not actually paying that full amount. So you get to make a few extra dollars on that.
Many sales of parts to America, bigger collectors for me normally send at least 6 orders a week. So if you think about it, there's 8 billion people in the world, and there's only 25 million in Australia. So once you chuck international on, you're selling to a bigger audience.
And Kafin, I think that's how you pronounce it, where you're saying there if they buy something for $6, you worry the fees on the $15 plus shipping would eat up most of the profit. It doesn't. I have sold stuff, literally a $5 DVD, that if I actually sold it within Australia, I wouldn't make. I'd be lucky to make $1. But then by the time I've sent it overseas, and even with the fees and everything taken out and the shipping, I then start to make $9, $10.
That's what. But I just make so to send a DVD, under 250 gram DVD to America costs $21. Just gone up to 21. It was 20. I charge 20. I charge 25. That covers extra fees that I get charged for the postage.
Yeah.
So, and then the MyPost discount, I don't actually pay 21. I pay about 17. So I actually make a few extra dollars on the shipping. So you can set your shipping to whatever you want, and you know by the weight. If it's just a DVD, if it's under 250 grams, it's going to cost you 21 cents to US. To the UK, I can't remember what it is, but yeah, you can see them all on the
probably about $6 or $7 more.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. $10 or $12 more to the UK.
So yeah, I just bump the postage up so that it covers those fees.
Yeah, because when you do your postage policy, you want to have whatever the postage is going to cost. So if it's going to cost $21, then you've got to also add like the mailers that I use for my books. I think they're 89 cents. So I'm going to add that, and then I've got to take into account if I need to add in extra bubble wrap or cardboard. So I put an extra $1 or so on for that. So in the end, instead of charging 21, I'm going to charge at least 25. And if I'm lucky to get recycled bubble wrap and cardboard, well, that's lucky to me.
GST free sending international. Hey Figsy, how you going? We dropped the link if you want to jump in, if you feel like jumping on. It's up there somewhere.
Yeah, come and see us, Peter Pan.
I'll drop the link again. There you go. So price, so you can do it by weight, and it'll just automatically work it out for you. I do it. I have mine set to different countries, and I don't have every country. So I have the US and Canada together. I have New Zealand, because New Zealand's a lot cheaper, and then I have Europe, and I have Europe, UK, and and then I have Asia. But you got to be careful with that because the Australia Post
You
website
do.
has prices for Asia, but it's only Pacific Asia or Asia Pacific or whatever. So then I get some countries like Israel. They buy from me, and my postage is set to $22 for Asia. Even though Israel's in Asia, it costs $33 to send it to them. So yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it's set up like that. I need to change a bunch of mine. So
yeah, it's really weird because there's categories like for New Zealand, and then you've got US Canada is in the same bundle, and then you've got your UK, and then in one, and then Eurasia, and then there's a category called the rest of the world, but it's not specific as to what is in that, and you can get caught out with that. But generally, even if you do, I've had one or two that have ended up being in that rest of the world category, but because of the way it works on between eBay and Australia Post, etc., they've only paid like the Asia price, say, but then by the time I get my discount, I'm not going to make as much money because the discount covers that extra.
the other thing is, it's going to increase your band that you're on.
Yep.
So, Brandon, you probably don't know, but we have with our Australia Post accounts, you're on a certain band for how many packages or how much money you spend, and the higher the band you're on, you get more of a discount. So spending money on $20 on international postage and stuff ends up making your total spend higher, and then getting your band increased higher, and you get bigger discounts. So,
and a lot of my books, because they're over 500 grams, so they're like, well, this year, the last of the Mohicans, I think, was $40 postage. So that really adds up. Yeah. I've been on band 4 for a while. I don't know how long it'll take me to get to 5, but that might take a bit.
Yeah, I'm on 4, but it's because I send most of my, because letters don't count towards it.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Most of mine are letters.
Yeah,
I mean, if you started selling international, you'd probably just go up to band 3 and stay on it, because you must be like right on the threshold. No, I don't.
No.
I had one. It was a $400 DVD. It got damaged, and it was super easy. The customer just took it into I can't remember where they were. Maybe they were in South America somewhere. Can't remember. They took it into their post office just to prove that it was damaged, and Australia Post got the information from them, and they paid me the money back, and I refunded the buyer. And I actually made money out of it because they paid me the full amount, and then when I refunded the buyer, eBay refunded me my $60 of fees. Actually made an extra $60 out of it.
Yeah.
Figsy, how you going?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Peter Pan. So I call Figsy Peter Pan. That's not his real name, because he's 30 years old and he plays video games all night and sleeps all day. So he's the boy who never grew up.
By the way.
Of course you have. Of course you have.
Living the
Hey,
dream.
Sandra.
Hey, Sandra, how you
I
going?
wanted to say hello to you, Granny.
What was that?
I got someone that wanted to say hello to you. She came in here, but now she's screaming.
Oh, where is she? Yeah. He used to talk about his dog on things for a while, and we never got to see her because she was always asleep. So we thought the dog was a figment of his imagination. Oh, look at her.
She's not.
Tried to grab my dog earlier, but she ran out of the room.
Mine was
She's well behaved. I can leave her in this room for like an hour and she'll just sit there.
Yeah.
Isn't that right? Yeah.
Yeah. She's gorgeous.
I'm assuming those are all video games behind it, Figsy.
Yeah, they're all video games behind me. 360 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, his collection's ridiculous. Massive.
I've been collecting since I was 18 though, so I started when they were cheap and then they got expensive in the last few years and then I started selling them.
I went about as far as playing a PS2. I think was about as far as I went playing video games.
Yeah, fair.
Original
PS1
Nintendo.
for me.
Heck, the 7800 Atari, I think, was my first gaming system. That was early mid 80s.
So I'll give you a funny video game story. I don't know whether I've told you this one, Bigsy.
Yeah.
So the first video console we ever got, I got for my kids, was a PS1. And we had Crash Bandicoot was the game. And the kids kept wanting me to play with them, but they kept absolutely beating the crap out of me. So after about 2 weeks, it got the better of me. And one day when I dropped them at school, I came home and I spent literally all day until 3 o'clock playing that bloody game. And then when they got home from school, I was able to win for once.
I love that. That's awesome. On the grind. I'll put you guys to the side. I need to get some postage done, so keeping that on the main screen.
So how old are you now, Figsy?
I'm 30. I don't feel 30, but...
Wait till you're 43.
Funny. As much as Granny says, I don't really play that much. I probably only play games like an hour a day.
So when you're seeing all the nasty comments in the chat from the disgruntled octopus, that is a so-called friend of mine. He and I do a weekly podcast together called the Worst Reseller Podcast Ever. And so, yeah, he's always making, stupid comments, really.
I want I like Figsy's jumper.
I'm only here in the hope of a cameo from Figsy's dad. I love that. Finally, you say that, Brendan. My dad came down once and I did a live stream and he plays guitar, so we ended up playing guitar for 30 minutes. Do
you play guitar as well, Figsy?
No, I don't play. I've had guitars and learnt, and then it's one of those things that if you don't play every day, you don't continue to learn it. You really have to put the time in, and I just never put the time in.
Yeah, I play, but I'm not. I always think to be a musician, you either have to have it in you or you have to bust your fucking ass to practice all the time.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I'm one of the second one, and I don't bust my ass to practice all the time.
I'm like that with everything. If I want to do something, I'll put 100% in, 110% in, and just constantly do it. Like with my video game collecting, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. So it's, it became my entire life, and eBay it's just taken over my whole life and different things like that. But then I don't like to put a half-assed job in either, so I just won't do things.
Your video where he plays guitar in the background is my favorite video of yours.
Nice.
Link it. Send a link, Brandon.
Yeah, I can't even remember when that was. It was a while ago now. I've got to hit him up to come down again, just so he can play guitar.
Yeah, just do it, Marilyn. Just go and find someone that's got a console and go and play a game. But look, perhaps get something easy like a car racing one or Mario Kart or something.
Surely a Balls of O'Leary medley, Leanne.
Well, she probably knows the words to that. We could do it together, yes. Do you know the Balls of O'Leary, Marilyn? Let me know.
Keep an eye on Leanne. You might try and kidnap me. She's fond of the US YouTubers.
Yeah, you're just jealous, Octo, that I know more international people than you do. That's what it is.
Getting out there, putting herself out there on these lives, grinding for those viewers.
Exactly. Yeah. And he is actually an octopus too, the disgruntled octopus, for anyone that doesn't realise. He's a big
I've
orange
seen him on a handful of channels.
I'll be back in a minute. I
sold a Xbox One game, and the guy also bought a memory card, and they both fit in the same mailer, so it was like,
oh wow, cool,
$5 and a $6 sale, but I can combine postage and make a bit of money.
That's why I tell people, I said the small stuff adds up.
Yeah,
especially when you get those repeat buyers and you're sending out coupons, and I'll have a special coupon that's private for my repeat buyers, and then they get them, and they bought one $5 DVD, and then suddenly they've spent $100 on $5 DVDs in your store, and you're like, oh, that was really good.
Yeah, exactly. I had one guy that I literally had to pack up. It was like 35 pounds of media in one huge box I had to find. He bought like 80 of my listings.
Nice, that's awesome.
It's
Man. I love
freaking
that.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta love the repeat buyers and gotta love when they buy more than one item because it really helps the shipping.
And when they do that, you always notice it's items that have been sitting in your store for like 6, 12 months. It's not the new stuff. They've been looking through the listings.
Well, and again, that's why I'll throw a business card. I had a bunch of them made up relatively cheap. And I'll throw it in with most of my listings. We find a good quality one. I've got different qualities. But
I'm actually making a video on how to make a business card. Oh, they're cool.
this goes in with most of my packages.
That's very cool.
Looks just like a cassette.
Yeah.
Got all information. It's double-sided.
Because it looks like a cassette, it makes you want to pick it up.
Yeah, it stands out more also. I was just looking for something that was going to be kind of flashy and kind of related to what I sell, obviously, media, so.
Oh, so what do we got here?
But that goes in. I've got a couple thousand of them here. That goes in pretty much with every package I sell. Just let them know I'm a seller. I'm just not some person getting rid of stuff. Come back and see my listings. I list stuff every day. Part-time, I get a couple listings up a day at least, so even during the work week.
I got one made up. I just haven't found somewhere that'll print them cheap yet, so just need to shop around. I got quoted like $300 to print up 1,000. You know, it was like absurd.
Yeah, I got the one place. It's like $70 to do like 300, and so I just used their template and found somebody else cheaper. Same, almost identical quality for like a third of the price.
And I haven't just gone out and looked for it yet. I'm sure I'll find someone pretty easily.
Yeah.
Do you not have a printer that you could print them at home?
I prefer to have like hard cardboard for.
Yeah, you can put that in your printer.
That kind of paper too.
Yeah.
But I think, honestly though, for what the price I paid for mine, I think honestly, by the time you did the ink and the paper, it'd be cheaper. Have some
the amount of money I spend on ink, it'd be cheaper just to buy.
Yeah, because I thought about doing it myself too, and I'm like, it's gonna be cheaper to go this route instead. So I'll just have somebody else.
Yeah.
So what's I was trying to say? Yeah.
Sorry.
Have you got a label maker?
A label maker?
Yeah, like a Dymo or anything like that.
Oh, label printer.
I've got a printer like a Dymo for Excel. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got one on my whiteboard to buy. I'm just using the little 450 Dymo, and then I've got a regular printer to print out all my other labels.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a
$400 when I can get away with doing it for $29.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because my original printer, it's an Epson Workforce, and it's the A3 scanner size. Like I've had that for 20 years, and it's a workhorse, and that's what I primarily probably use because I've still got a heap of the four up A4 pages of stickers. If I've got to do an international label, I'll tend to do all the labels on that printer. But then, yeah, I've also got the Dymo, which I'm sort of trying. I haven't had that for that long, so I'm trying to transfer over to that. But Octo says he was going to use business cards, but he found a printout of Google Maps and a ransom letter is more effective for getting return customers. So in our podcast, no, I don't. Octo kidnaps. Yeah, it wasn't me. Octo actually kidnaps hostages to bring them in and have a chat with us.
That'll be used in court.
Yeah, and I don't know who they are. Yeah. Yeah.
You let me out
I
of the
didn't mean me, I meant he. I accidentally said that it was he, not me. Hi, Riley.
Rock and roll.
Marilyn said she loves the card.
The card?
Yes. I'll show Wayno your card.
I was talking about earlier about the business cards I kind of put in my packages.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So it looks like a cassette.
So that's so cool.
Double-sided. So those go in there. Makes it a little more professional at least.
I think, and look, I think customers like to get a little something. Like mine's very basic because I just make it at home, but it looks more like I'm environmentally friendly, I suppose. You know, the brown cardboard and stuff that I put it on. But I do sign everyone individually by hand, and I do get comments about that. People appreciate it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's something a little personable, saying, handwritten note, even thank you for your purchase. It's nice to receive that. It really is.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that like the cards. The reason I don't do it is because I don't look at them when I get them myself. Your cassette one, I probably would look at because it's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even look at if someone sends a thank you card in the whatever. I just want the item. So yeah, and I send the message like I said. I've been doing it for over 20 years, so I just keep doing it, and it works.
Yeah, I've noticed since I've been doing it in the last year or two, my followers in my store have actually grown quite a bit. For me being a small seller, I have over 200 followers on my store, which is a lot more than people that have thousands of
people. That is.
The followers are probably the hardest thing on eBay to get because it's once they've clicked that thing, you can then send them emails, send them newsletters. Like you've got to.
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to build that up. I'm trying to build the Instagram channel also, and eventually, like I said, I'll do YouTube. It's just a matter of time. I gotta get this mess back here cleaned up first and more organized for it.
I got 782. I just looked.
Is it just media picker?
Yeah. Well, for what?
For Instagram?
Instagram, yeah, it's the media picker. Some already had media picker, but you'll find it either way. I've got 260 some followers, I think, on there, and I'll post some decent sales and stuff. And
I find a printout and a ransom letter is more effective for getting returned customers.
There you go, one more.
Yes.
I like the card.
Have you guys ever bought anything from Japan before?
I have. There's a seller I buy a lot of CDs from who's an eBay seller in Japan.
When I was buying PlayStation games, I do a lot of buying from Japan. I always notice Japanese sellers will always include cards, thank yous. They include lollies. I've gotten tea from sellers before, little toys. But yeah, Japanese sellers always do it. You always get a really amazing experience when you buy stuff from Japan. Their conditions are different to our conditions. They don't sell anything that isn't perfect to them. It goes in a different section in the store and gets priced dramatically down. And yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah, the CDs I get, they're pristine, crystal clear, clean, and he ships them. I don't even think he ships them tracked. I think he just ships them untracked and doesn't even put the cases in there. I don't need the case anyway, so I got my own. Unless it's a special case, he'll put it in there. If it's a digipack, he'll pack that. But other than that, it's the CD artwork and the OBI strip, and it's tightly packed. Comes perfect condition through shipping.
Yeah.
Wayno, do you come across stuff like this? This is an Australian homemade CD.
I'll have to make it bigger. Dave Reynolds. Yeah, just some guys recorded his own album.
Yeah, I put it up for $20. It's sold. I sell stuff like that all the time, and it's the only.
Sometimes it's the most obscure stuff, and you can be the only one that has it listed, and it's going to sell right away. Sometimes that buyer just finds what they're looking for.
I think I listed it 2 weeks ago too.
I actually sold something that was Australian not that long ago. It was it Skippy the kangaroo or something like that?
Yeah. Skippy.
I don't know how I found them here in the middle of Illinois, but there's seasons 2. I found the Skippy the bush kangaroo, I think is what it is.
Yeah. It is Skippy the bush kangaroo.
Seasons 1 and 2 here in Illinois and sold.
That's unreal.
Yeah. So you're a metal fan, Brendan? Is it Brendan or Brandon?
It's Brandon. Yeah, right. mainly metal.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm kind of partial. My cousin got me out. I'm partial to the flash of the '80s hair metal.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the Rat and White Snake and Poison and some of the lesser known bands like Steelheart and Babylon AD and
Yeah. Are you an Avenged Sevenfold fan?
Yeah.
What do you think of the new album?
I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh man, it's so good.
I'll have to get it on Amazon probably because no place around here probably has it.
You can just
It's
listen.
grown on me, Wayno. Like a few of the songs I've stuck in my playlist, and then a few of the other songs I'm just not into. So.
Yeah, I could understand that. But I think it's incredible. I think in time it's going to go down as an iconic album. Yeah, it's I've got it playing in the background now.
Weren't they when they first came up?
The pianos
like,
and stuff in it, and just it's like the fact that the band wanted to experiment and do something different, and they've gone ahead and done that. You know, they haven't made a side project or anything like that. I think it's pretty cool.
Well, they've done something different every album, so pretty much, maybe apart from the very early days, but yeah, they've sort of just evolved every album. Like they always end up being the best bands. Like I see a lot of comments on there's a lot of Avenged Sevenfold bands that love to shit on them and they're not as good. Like the one I hate the most is they're not as good since the Rev died. Like he was the one that was going to take them. He was the one that was going to evolve the most. Like he'd be right there with them right now. Like they wouldn't still be making the same music as they were back then if he was still alive. So. Yeah.
When they first came up, weren't they classified as like the next Metallica or something like that? Long time ago.
Yeah, well, they're probably the closest marketing wise, I guess.
Yeah.
Mainstream wise, sort of thing.
Well, speaking of Metallica, their new album all sounds the same. Like every song is really nothing different.
Yeah, I mean, I did.
I listen to Metallica.
They've gotten pretty lame in their older years.
Yeah, I got over them years ago. I used to be a big, massive fan in the 90s, but I don't really care for them anymore. But I was tempted to do a reaction video for the new album, and I listened. Yeah, I'm not going to do it if I don't like it. I don't want to do reaction videos and shitting on bands and stuff, so I'm not going to do it if I'm not going to like it. So,
yeah, exactly. I'm kind of looking forward to the Alice Cooper CD coming out later this month.
I saw that. I'm interested.
Yeah, now that's something that it would interest me. I'd be into that.
He's 75 years old and still doing these massive tours and everything. It's crazy.
Unreal, isn't it?
It's great live too. It's more like a theater show.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him. I see him September 1st.
Yeah. Have you seen him before?
No, I want to see him before he's done. That's one of the reasons why I'm making sure I go to those.
Yeah,
because I saw Greg Allman from the Allman Brothers like 3 months before he died.
Yeah,
one of those last shows he did was in Chicago. I wanted to make sure I went and saw that. I saw him with like Peter Frampton, and it was also another great artist throughout the years too. So
yeah,
you just never know when they're going to go. So catch them while you can.
Like mostly 70s, 80s metal and punk records. Yeah, sweet. I can imagine you'd have a pretty.
Yeah, I got a lot of that too in my collection.
Yeah.
I mean, I even segment down as low as like I have like folk metal and alternative metal, and I mean all these subgenres and stuff, and black metal, grindcore.
I go about as far as black and death metal, and that's a little bit too far. When you can't hear the vocals anymore, and all you can hear is sound, that's a bit too far. I had a question from
some of the atmospheric black metal is really good though too, where it's just the more or less just the music, and you just hear a couple of screeches here and there. Some of that stuff's really good.
I'm super fussy with metal. I tell everyone metal's the main genre I listen to. Like I'm like you, I listen to all genres pretty much, except for country and techno dance shit.
Yeah, no country.
We've got about the same taste in music, Wayno, apart from the death metal stuff's been out of there for me.
Well, I
don't listen to country.
I don't mind the some screaming. Gojira is about as heavy as I get. You can still understand what I'm saying.
I've got some of their stuff. Yep.
yeah, they're amazing. I really want to see them live as well. But yeah, I'm super fussy with. I'm actually super fussy with all genres, really. People quite often assume I'll like a certain band because I like another band, and it's like, no, I hate them.
I told you my favorite band yesterday, and you're like, no, I don't like them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't. And I checked it out after. I checked it out last night because it just randomly came to my head, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like them.
Well, I've had it in the car for like 2 weeks on repeat, and I love every single song.
You know what I'm keen as to get into because it's a band that I've been meaning to get into for ages, and I never have. Is King Gizzard and the Wizard Wizard, Australian band, and I've heard some of their stuff briefly, and I'm like, fuck, I really need to listen to these guys. And I just randomly saw last night that they've got a new album out, so I'm thinking I might do a reaction video for it. Yeah, from what I heard a while ago, they're really good. So I resisted. Wanted to listen to it last night when I saw it, and I was like, I resisted because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do a reaction video. So.
Yeah. Well, I discovered one genre that I'm not. I'll listen to it, but not overly partial to it. Is the 60s psychedelic music? Because in this vinyl collection I had, I was listening to it to test the albums, and I thought, oh my god, no wonder they called it psychedelic. Some of it's so weird. Some of it wasn't bad, but some of it was.
Latest Avenged Sevenfold, 2.84 out of 5 on RYM. What's RYM? I'm guessing that's like Rotten Tomatoes for movies.
Yeah, but you know why? Because that's not what people were expecting. But there'd be so many people out there who wouldn't even know who Avenged Sevenfold was 12 months ago that would love this album. You know?
Yeah, there is, because I've seen tons of them in comments and stuff. And they're like, or people that knew who they were, but they were like, I never liked this band until now. Like, I
haven't listened to them since like 2013. You know, I was big into them in their first 2-3 albums. Like,
well, 2013 was their last album before this one.
Okay, well, there you go. I'm like, I haven't heard them put out a new album for 10 years.
Well, that'd be why.
Oh, wonder why.
Lorna Shore, nah, they can get fucked.
Yeah, like some of that Megan. Some of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I still get a little bit of nostalgia for the old Metallica, but I don't really care about it.
I like all different types of music.
Falling in Reverse, they can get fucked as well. For Whom the Bell Tolls is my favorite Metallica song.
You want to go out,
I love the Primus version. They did it as well.
I've been finding myself pick up like some, like almost like some psychedelic 60s stuff. Actually, like I just bought a couple of CDs from the Guess Who from back in the day. They're like it was like 60s. It's like 60s rock. It's some like almost like oldies, but more rock than just like the 50s stuff.
Big Z channel. If anyone hasn't subbed to Big Z Ghana.
Well, I listened to Jimi Hendrix's last album that he made shortly before he died, and yeah, his previous stuff was good. I quite enjoyed it, and everyone said, "Oh, you know how great this was." The reviews were really good with this last album because it was so different to what he usually did, and it was different, all right.
I love Jimmy.
All about 90s Spitfires and yeah, I don't care. I play guitar. I don't care for Jimi Hendrix. It's weird. Nearly got trampled.
I love Foo Fighters. I can't stand Springsteen. Cannot stand Springsteen.
Jackie was Seven Dust.
Yeah, I don't really like Foo Fighters.
So you like Seven Dust or don't like them?
I mean, they're my favorite.
Oh, their new album's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
I just picked up their latest album. Just came the other day.
Yeah.
What's that?
Guess what's in here?
A guitar?
Yeah.
Dead body?
Yeah, probably could fit a dead body in there.
Wrong one. This isn't meant for the stream.
Sure, is that?
No, I just better show it off.
You sure it's not the scroll up?
Isn't it pretty?
Ooh.
Oh, well.
How pretty is
Wow.
that? That was good for it, wasn't it? See, isn't it very grumpy granny-ish, don't you think?
I've got in my closet, it's buried. I've got a Dave Mustaine from Megadeth Flying V.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's an Ibanez. It's in my closet.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play it with a dam though, but
Yeah, I had guitar lessons as a kid, but I can't play now. So yeah, that's a future project. But I've got the guitar.
I always say that too. There's not enough time in the day.
And he's the media picker. He hasn't got any content yet, but in the future he will. So
Nothing yet in the future. I'm hoping sometime later this year.
give him a sub.
At least something.
Incriminating video media. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Oh,
I was a guest on somebody else's channel.
that's probably what it is.
That might be. Galaxy CD Rocks and Flips. He did an hour with me talking about reselling in general and CDs and tips and stuff that I found. And
Love tuning into the 80s YouTube videos the other day. Took me back to my go-go days here in Melbourne. White vinyl knee-high boots. Nice. You need to eat shrooms or pop an acid tab to get the proper psychedelic hits.
He's not wrong.
no, he's right.
See you, Chad.
Oh, it says that YouTube is a Let's Talk Media Selling with the Media Picker. It says.
That's it. That's the video. Yep.
I would agree with Megan here. I don't mind watching a bit of Bruce live. I wouldn't listen to albums. There's a few
I
bands
don't know
like
if
that.
it's just the vocals. I just don't. I don't think he's live. I mean, I'm sure his live performance. I've seen bits and pieces of live performances of his. He's great live, but I just think he sounds horrible. Like he could be a great performer, but still suck at singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Now,
absolutely.
Rush is a renowned band, but I don't like Geddy Lee's vocals. I can't get past that. Like Neil Peart's like top best drummer in the world, but I just can't get past Geddy. In fact, I saw the 4 CD Rush live. I got to pack up for tomorrow. A little while ago.
I saw In Excess in Melbourne when they were just a good pub band at the Prospect Hill Hotel.
Nice. Now they got a new singer every 12 months.
Yeah. I saw lots of those sorts of bands when they were good pub bands back in the day. A lot of them I really can't remember going because, you know, it was that time. But I remember the one concert we really wanted to go to was go and see the Angels, and the only concert that was going was the 3XY under 18s concert, and I was 21 by then. But we snuck in and pretended we were under 18 and we got in.
Let's go.
You never hear it going backwards.
Yeah.
It's the other way around.
21 and over.
Yeah.
I'm really into 30s and 40s music at the moment. The ink spots me. I go back and listen to Sam Cooke occasionally. I love that sort of stuff.
Went and saw so here's a big story. So when I was about, I'm gonna say, what was I about 14, and I was a huge Sherbet fan, which is an Australian band, and we went to Bendigo. I went to Bendigo, my folks took me there to get my eyes tested. I had the day off school, and we went into Powney's, the newsagents in the Mall there. And I looked up, and there was the lead singer standing in front of me. But, oh, my God. So my dad went and bought me Spunky magazine, which was the going, pop music magazine of the day, and hustled me up in front of him and got him to autograph it. And I finished up walking around town that day. I got 4 of the 5 band members, and the Ted Mullery gang was also walking around town that day, and I got all their signatures as well.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Got my
Yeah.
sale today. We got,
I used to go to Ozfest every year when it came around, and I would
Oh, that looks cool.
yeah, I got
I'd
240
get a
plus.
wristband and meet some of the artists and stuff, which is kind of neat. So I've met like Zach Wilde and Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Korn and other artists.
How did Zach Wilde smell? 'Cause he doesn't shower on tour.
No, he's a freaking gigantic dude too.
He would be.
He's just massive.
Apparently, it's pretty hard to hang around him because he doesn't shower on tour and he's up there sweating on stage every day in the sun at festivals.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine.
It'd be horrible.
Well, Ozfest is always in the dead heat of summer, so it was probably 95 degrees when I saw us. So we all smelled like shit anyway.
Yeah.
Is that a Christmas jumper you're wearing, Figsy? It's not July anymore.
No,
You can't get away with that now. It's August.
See, it's PlayStation.
Yeah, that's. Oh, I see. Okay, but it's still Christmassy with those reindeer.
Yeah, I know, but we can't wear Christmas jumpers in December in Far North Queensland. So.
Well, that's very true. Well, in pretty much a lot of Australia.
I was going to say, how can you wear it at any time of year in Queensland?
Oh, it was 11 this morning. It was beautiful. The dog had to come inside. She was crying.
Oh, God.
She doesn't do the cold.
Yeah, it's still winter where you guys are at then, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. Last month of winter, August. So we do start to get the days start to get a bit longer, and earlier in the week, but it is sort of only midweek. But yeah, 3 or 4 days ago, it wasn't too bad where I live. We were getting, which will be different for you because I don't know how to translate it into Fahrenheit, but we're getting, nice sunny days where not t-shirt weather, but light shirt weather here. But yeah, no, it's getting cold again now. It's going to be rainy the next few days, I think.
Yeah, it's been 90 plus over here. Last week it was like 95. We had heat indexes of about 120.
Yep. So warm, very hot.
And I'm pretty north though. I'm an hour south of Chicago, so I'm in the northern part of the United States.
Because what I've been hearing is it's been a lot hotter over there this year than it has in previous years.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah. The storms we get have been pretty violent too.
Yeah.
Actually, we had tornadoes just around my area just the other night.
Oh, wow.
Some 80-mile-an-hour straight-line winds came through with the storm and knocked out a bunch of power in the area.
Yeah, that'd be scary. Megan Jordan has bare feet today, first time in months. Because it's been too cold otherwise. Brian Ferry. Brian Ferry was, well, not Brian Ferry as such, but my mum's favouriteest ever song was Let's Stick Together. And she used to do a little bit of a rendition of it every Easter for the family. We'd always have family come to visit and she'd be half cut and she'd get up and sing Let's Stick Together. So that's where I get it from, Wayno.
That's good though. All right, I'll be back.
You're very noisy, Figsy.
I'm packing. Sorry, I might be long.
Yeah, I know you're packing, but you're very noisy while you're doing it.
Well, it's an expensive package, so I've got to make sure it's secure. I even bought a brand new box for it.
Oh, wow.
I really
What did you sell? You held it up in front of the camera, didn't you?
Yeah, it was the Nino Cooney Wizard Edition for the PS3. It was from my collection, so I bought it back in the day for like $60, and I got $310 for it. I'm trying to sell all the big box stuff because I bought too much of it, and it fills up half my house.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pack my packages in the morning. I have a couple. eBay's so hot and cold lately.
I think that's the hardest thing at the moment is you're either having this fantastic day or you're having the crappiest day ever. Like it's just
Yeah, like insane. I had a $32 day on Monday and a $500 day yesterday. Like, where's the
Yeah.
consistency? And it was like one sale and like 19 sales. Like,
So
what's
hit and miss.
going on?
Well, I mean, and I get it. It used to be what I call a roller coaster. So you were like this, but now it's like,
Yeah, when you always look at your sales report for the last 30 days, you're right. It's literally like,
yeah,
all the way around.
Yeah.
I'm still finding the same number at the end of the month. So
I
was a bit surprised. Yeah,
I'm still up
I
at
managed to hit
14%
my
in the year,
target.
though.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm still up about 14% for the year, though, compared to last year.
Yeah.
I was at 25, so it's going down.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised because I didn't think I was going to hit my target for last month, but I actually managed to. Yeah, because it was crazy. I escaped one day because we call it having a donut day if you have 0 sales, and I got to 11:56 and no sales, and all of a sudden, ka-ching, and I'm thinking, oh, please let there be another ka-ching, please let them pay. And sure enough, they went paid. And then about a minute after midnight by the computer clock, it went ka-ching, ka-ching again. And I thought, oh, ripper. And then when I went in, the transaction had gone through at 11:57. So I actually got 2 sales just prior to midnight. So it's in the ass.
I find if you do one before eBay sends you money, say like 12:30, you'll still get that on the day before as well.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a cutoff point. It's like when you get that email at like 1 a.m., that's the cutoff point.
Yeah. For mine, the cutoff point is it's on the West Coast. So really the cutoff point for me is 2 a.m. And it's midnight there. So it's kind of how it hits here in the U.S.
That makes sense. Ours is probably Perth time, which would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys sold anything to anybody famous?
Yeah. I've sold stuff to a couple of stories. So, do you guys know Limited Run Games, the company? They sell low production PS4, Switch games. I've been buying from them for since 2015. Anyway, I sold games to the CEO of the company, so I wrote him a letter and sent it to him in one of their shipping boxes. And then I sold a Broncos jersey, which is a rugby league team over here. And it was a special 25-year edition. It had every single player on the back. And the guy that bought it was one of the players' names. And it wasn't a big celebrity, but he played a handful of games, and his name was on the back of the jersey. So that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I sold an AFL coaching DVD to an AFL coach. He was an assistant.
Trying to pick up some tips.
Yeah.
I also had a band member buy a CD off me of their own band.
I've had that too. Former one of actually he's still around too. He was one of the singers for the band Three Dog Night.
Oh, okay.
Chuck Negron. He actually bought I had a solo CD of his that's hard to find. He bought his own CD and had it shipped. I'm thinking his daughter or something. It was kind of neat. And then I sold a blues CD once to Ty Pennington, who's a TV personality. He did a lot of house flipping shows here in the U.S.
Yeah. I know him, yeah.
Yeah. A CD to the Australian band. Do you know the Australian band Even from the 90s?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they weren't very big, but they were part of the Australian music scene in the 90s. Yeah, one of their few years ago now bought one of their EPs, which wouldn't have been mass produced or anything. They probably had a low run. So yeah, he bought one of their CDs off me. It was pretty funny. I just recognized his name and I'm like, what? So I looked him up.
Well, I did that too because I'm like, it said Ty Pennington. I'm like, wait, that name sounds familiar to me. So I did a little Googling, and then I Googled the address, and I found a story where he bought the house in Florida at that address. I'm like, okay, this is him.
The closest I've come to that was I had an antique tin, like an old chocolate tin, for sale ages ago before I niched down, and it had begonias on it, and it was actually made in Melbourne, and this person contacted me. It was before I did international sales, and so she contacted me. That was the first time I'd ever done it. Would I sell it to her and send it over? And she was from some sort of bigger person in the Georgia state, people that run the state, whatever they call them over there. And they have a begonia fair every year, and they have a blind auction, and they wanted that as the main prize for their auction. So yeah,
that's cool.
That's cool.
That was cool.
Who was that? That's pretty cool. Who was the band, Jazz?
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Cocteau Twins, vinyl sold to Kyle Sanderlands.
Wow.
I've had a couple of people tell me I look like Kyle Sanderlands. I fucking nearly slapped them in the face.
my grandpa used to run a restaurant here in town, and occasionally we'd have some of the Chicago Bears would come in and eat, and they'd sign the menu and stuff.
Polaris, they can get fucked too. Jada, here you go.
Yeah, I would have pronounced that Polaris.
My dad had a bunch of record stores in the late 80s. The guy he ended up selling them. There was 5. I think they had 5 stores. The guy he ended up selling them to made Sanity, started up Sanity, which was a big CD chain here in Australia. But we used to get, it was down in Melbourne. They used to get a heap of like footy players, AFL players come in buy CDs and stuff. And one day Darren Mullane walked in and bought a CD, and my mum forgot to put the CD in the case. He left with the empty CD, and he came back, and my dad hid out the back. my dad's a big Collingwood supporter as well, so he just hid out the back while mum fixed it up.
That's one thing I miss is going, because there aren't many places around anymore, going to these record stores and stuff, and just digging through vinyl and CDs and all. They're few and far between now. They really are.
Yeah.
And when you're handling vinyl and looking at the artwork, and then you handle a CD, it's not the same. Like the artwork, you've got this big thing, and that whole thing. Yeah, I'm putting them in the little plastic things.
I'm old school. I want a physical copy. I want to be able to look at the liner notes, the little nuances about about the music and everything,
and all the lyrics would be inside.
I mean, it's not cool saying, "Hey, look at my downloaded music collection."
Yeah. And then you have to go and find the lyrics from somewhere else if you want those.
Right. You have to look online for the freaking lyrics. Well, not to mention, these things have value. If I had to roughly guess what my collection's probably worth, it's probably worth about $40,000 to $50,000.
Yeah.
Because I've got some rare pieces. I've got some stuff that's sold on Discogs for $300.
Wow.
So I mean, there's some rare pieces.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean that's what a lot of people don't understand, that it's also an investment.
Yeah.
And a lot of these pieces appreciate over time. Like I've had pieces. I had a game that I bought for $50. I sold for $2,500.
I suppose you're a bit like me. I appreciate over time.
Not me. The prices of CDs, actually, I've noticed when buying for my personal collection and stuff on eBay, they've gone up like double since a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why I sell them.
Any clothing sellers, if you see these in the wild, grab them and run. They're like a work pant. Jeans, with all the little pockets and things, but yeah. Don't find them very often, but I've managed to find that one this morning.
Nice.
I just went and checked on Nelson because he was a bit quiet, which is not always good. And,
what's he chewing up?
He's sunbaking.
Oh, look at him in the sun.
Sunbaking on the steps.
Getting my tan on.
Yeah. I'd be loving that sun.
Oh, starting to get hungry.
Yeah, it's getting a bit that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Almost breakfast time.
About bedtime for me.
Yeah, will be too.
10:42 p.m. here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's 1:42 p.m.
What's your
here.
store called, Grumpy Granny? Well, only if you're going to buy stuff out of it, because if you're only going into troll through and click on my things, you'll wreck my click-through rate. You can find it if you look hard enough.
I don't believe in that theory, Granny. I always
What's
promote
that?
I don't notice the difference.
What's that? Sorry?
In the if you've got your store public and people just browse at it to look at it, that it affects your sell-through rates and stuff. I don't believe in it.
Well, that's what the big sellers say, so I'll just go along with that.
Not if
Say
it's
that,
around,
then
but if-
I'll sell things to my friends. Just because they're
Yeah.
browsing my store and see something cheap, and then they'll just buy it. Oh, it's only $5. I'll buy it for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I love it when friends buy stuff. I like writing them messages in the packages and things like that, and you get funny feedback.
I've got one of my friends now who's starting to flip DVDs and stuff, and he's trying to learn. I told him, I said, you need to do more CDs and DVDs. I said, most DVDs are worth nothing.
Yeah.
And he's buying these lots on eBay, and most of them are worth nothing. I mean, you can lot them up, make some money, basically paid for them, but he's not even doing it shipping on. He's not even doing eBay. He's doing Mercari. Which
Okay.
US
So,
only.
I don't know anything about that, but it's just people need to do their research before they go and buy stuff. Yes.
The octopus is backing me up. He says, "I agree with Figsy. You need 100,000 followers for it to affect your store." And it's true. Like you literally need 10,000 people to go in there to. Like I think I've got 3 million impressions. You know, like to
All right. So I'll put it in here and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't worry about it too much, but I made it.
Oh no, hang on. I might have taken that out. Oh no.
But it gets annoying with offers. You click on them too many times, you end up coming into your offers. Is this one of the songs you didn't put in your playlist, Pigsy?
Fun.
There you go, Jake. Yeah, it doesn't impact.
Yeah.
Microphone cancels it out.
It's the Daft Punk one.
No, that's probably my favorite of all of them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's just some like really slow songs at the end of the album that I thought were like going to kick into something, and they just never did.
Yeah. Well, the last song is just Gates playing the piano.
Well, I understand it because then I read into it and found out that he learned the piano and really loved it and wanted to express to his fans and show them what. And like, if you're into piano, it's amazing. But I don't listen to it.
Yeah, he wrote that song. Apparently, he wrote that song for Matt's son, the singer. That's why it's on there. Yeah.
Got to send these today. Pair of Dangerfield corduroy pants, cropped. 24 hours it took to sell those.
Definitely affects your sales conversion rate, no question. But whether or not that in turn affects your rankings, etc., it's harder to sell. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I figure at this stage there's probably not going to be enough bulk of people doing it to my store to make too much of an effect, is it?
I've always shared mine.
Yeah, you be sending me an angry PM if you get no sales in the next few days.
Yes, touch wood, Jay.
No, I think my store is linked in all of my videos except for these live listing ones because I just did them real quick. If people can find you. All they have to we show off what we sell, so all they have to do is search it and they find it.
Yep.
And I've done that before myself, like wanting to know who someone's store is. So I've gone back to the video and had a look at something specific that they've bought, the lot that they've been showing from their haul, and gone and had a look.
I don't look at any of the other resellers. You can't. Fucking the octopus.
I only look at resellers from my own city, so I know what I've missed out on at the local workshop. I follow every single reseller in my city, and I'm like, damn it, that was a good one. Oh, damn it, I missed out on that.
I did it more so early on, just when I was learning, like so I knew how to list things and that sort of stuff. So Marilyn, I'm in Central Victoria. So if you get a ruler and draw a straight line from Melbourne to Mildura, I am smack bang in the middle. So I have one op shop in my town, and then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 towns that are within 40 to 50 kilometres of me. And so each of those has at least one op shop. There's one that has 3, however. I go there every week, and then I alternate. So I'll go there one week, and then on the alternate week, I'll go there and one of the other towns. And then, if I go and visit my kids, I've got one in Bendigo and one in Mildura and one in Ballarat. If I go and visit them, I hit a few op shops there. Or if I have to go to Horsham for an appointment or something, I go over there, which are much bigger places than here. Because my town's only got like about 1,000 population, so it's not very big.
Guys, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. I'm going to head to the post office. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Anytime.
And it was nice to meet you too, Media Glitch. I'll see you around.
Nice meeting you, Figs. Yeah, I subscribe to your channel and Grumpy Grannies also.
Thank you. And I guess I'll see you around, Figsy.
Yeah, for sure. I've still got to go back to the basement after this, so I'm sure I'll see you.
As long as you look better than you did last time I saw you, though. Yes, what is time? Oh, yeah, okay. So I'll go till 2 because then I better go and
I want to get some lunch.
Post office myself and have some lunch. What are you going to have for lunch, Wayno?
I don't know. Whichever drive-through I drove in first.
Oh, well, okay. Look, in some respects, I'm probably lucky we don't have any drive-throughs here. No fast food restaurants. We have a couple of cafes, but
There's a lot by me. My county, I mean, there's 3 towns that make up the bulk of the area around here. It's probably about 70,000 people. So it's pretty decent size. But I usually, when I go to a source, there's a couple of thrift stores here in town. But when I go to a source, I go about 45 minutes north, which is just like the outer skirt suburbs of Chicago. And I hit about 5 or 6 Goodwill, some mom and pop thrift stores, the Sabres or 2, and then I'll hit there's a store that's called Disc Replay, where it's a bunch of used media and stuff like that. And then also there's a Half Price Books, which also has all kinds of media, and I'll source their clearance.
I'm pretty similar. I drive about an hour and 15 minutes, get to the edge of the outer suburbs of Melbourne. So it's just a lot more down there.
Yeah, I do a lot of bulk buys on eBay too. I mean, a lot of the stuff I get sometimes is so trash to where I can't even clean it, so I just write it off, obviously. But there's a lot of stuff in there I get dirt cheap, for quarter 50 cents tops, and I can flip it and make some money off it. So
yeah, and that's probably the one advantage I've got here, as opposed to anywhere bigger, because I'm in that smaller area. Like, I think my average cost of goods, and I'm talking clothing and clothing mostly, is about $3. So whereas, like, even Judder, who's one of the big jeans sellers around here, he's probably paying, maybe $6, $7, $8 a pair. I'm paying $3 or $4. Yeah,
it's the only way you can make money now. They keep raising the rates, all those fees. Source cheap. I had went up north 4 or 5 months ago and did a CD buy. I bought unseen. I bought 4 like 13 by 13 by 13 boxes full of CDs for $100. There was like 650 CDs in there. So my cost of goods was like 15 cents a piece.
Nice.
I'm about half of it I have to clean. I just finally got around to getting to processing it. I expect to probably make $2,000 to $3,000 out of it when it's all said and done.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's good. Yeah.
So, yeah, I Facebook Marketplace obviously is a good place also to get stuff cheap if you can find the right people that just want to get rid of it.
I always message sellers of pending items and offer more than their asking price. Yeah.
Oh, 1,400 kilometres for my last big Facebook Marketplace pickup, John. That was a big trip.
Must have been a good deal.
Yeah. And yeah, that's possibly so, but I don't know that there's any around here. Well, they haven't recognised me anyway.
I just try to stay within about an hour driving distance. I mean, the mileage is a deduction anyway. In the U.S., it's 65.5 cents a mile is the deduction.
Yeah.
Which
what's that? It's about 83 cents, I think. Okay, yeah. But I look, I have to accept that that's a business expense for me because primarily there's no point going to my local op shop more than once a week because they're not putting in. I'll go back and look at the same things every day, which would be silly. So therefore, I'm going to every other day that I go sourcing, I'm going to be traveling at least 40, 50, 60 kilometers. So when I do, I aim to hit up at least. So if I go to the town that's got 3 op shops, I'll just go there. But when I go to the ones that have only got 1, I'll go so I can go to 1 and quickly then go to the next one. So I can get in at least 2, but I try to get enough stock. Yeah, I always hope that I'm going to get enough stock that'll last me a couple more days before I have to go out again. Because
try to make sure I get my money's worth out of the trip. Yep.
Yeah. And that was much easier when I was an everything seller because I could pick up a bit of this and a bit of that, a bit of this and a bit of that.
My problem is I keep buying and don't list as quick as I buy because I probably have 4,000 pieces back here that are unlisted.
Yeah.
I got tons of shit.
Yeah, I've got a bit of stuff. I've got a lot of books that I haven't listed, but yeah.
Right, and the thing is, you keep looking on Facebook and seeing these buys that are just too good to pass up, so you have to do it.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah, I'm never going to knock back a good deal unless, even if I've got heaps of stuff. So.
Yeah. Yes, I do, Jake. It's just a business. I treat it just as a business expense for me.
Yeah. I'm trying
till October. Oh, you must have a lot of stuff in your death pile.
I can go literally the rest of the year and not source and be perfectly fine.
Yeah, fine. I haven't been sourcing much because my car's no good. I haven't been able to drive the last few weeks. Last 5 weeks.
Friend.
And I just don't need to anyway. So I've been focusing on actually getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
How many pieces do you think you have to still go through?
Me? I don't know. I got a lot. I've got rid of tons of stuff. I got rid of thousands and thousands of DVDs, like 6,000-7,000 at least.
Wow.
I got rid of 4,000 VHS. A lot of the DVDs that I got rid of, like some of them I could have listed, but they're just really low end. So I was just like, I sort of used it as a way to get rid of the crap, in a bulk deal. And yeah, so I've got clothes. I've got maybe 10 big full tubs of toys.
Wow.
That I've never listed. I got a massive stack of DVD VHS combos in my lounge room. Tons of video game consoles because I get the deals. I buy someone's console with the games and I just sell the games and put the console in the corner. So got tons of consoles and guitars, like Guitar Hero guitars, stuff like that, heaps of shit.
Yeah, I've been following for quite a while. I've seen where you had those when we had that one massive big DVD buy that you got from that guy.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was way better than I thought it was going to be. Because he put them up on, I think he had 32 or 33 tubs or something.
Yeah.
He put them on Marketplace, and I think he wanted 40 or 50 a tub. And I messaged him, and I knew he was from our local market, So I thought, I've seen all that crap. It's just garbage. And but I did notice a couple of titles in the pictures. So I messaged him and I said, look, I'll give you 50 a tub if I can pick and choose and fill a tub myself. And he replied, oh, yeah, I know who you are. I'll just sell them to you for $10 a tub. And I'm like, well,
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
the tubs cost $6 by themselves.
Mm.
So I sort of reluctantly said yes, thinking like a lot of it was going to be crap, but I ended up making a few thousand out of that. There was tons of good stuff in there. And then I resold them all for the same price what I paid him. And I sold the ones I didn't want for the same price I didn't pay him, that I paid him. So I think I paid him $300 in the end, so it was less than 10 a tub. And there was five boxes as well, so it's like 37. And yeah, that ended up being like really good. And I didn't think it was going to be great, but the tubs are what got me into it because I needed tubs anyway. So the
you would have paid more than $10 for the tubs.
Yeah, I was like, I'll get it for the tubs, and then it turned out that the DVDs ended up being pretty good anyway. So it turned out a lot of the most of them he hadn't even taken to the market yet, so they were all unpicked, hadn't been picked through.
That's good.
Wow.
So Marilyn, when you're talking about your old stock that you've got listed, if it's that old, I don't know what you sell, so presumably you're selling clothing and stuff. Like, you need to get rid of that stuff, honestly. And even if you take a loss on some of it, get that cash flow back that you can go and then use to buy some good stuff, because you're doing yourself more damage having old stock that's not selling.
Yeah, clearance it out, get rid of it, move on.
I'm doing that at the moment. So I used to list handbags and belts and stuff like that, vintage leather stuff, and I'm getting out of that mainly because I can't have a consistent supply of it, but it sells really well. But some of it is still sitting there. So to get it out of my store, I'm running an auction every day and putting one of those items in that auction. Look, I sold one thing for 99 cents the other day, but plus postage, of course. Something else, I finished up making $25 on. So, but it's a good way to get rid of it out of my store, create a bit of activity, and yes.
Yeah, I remember Mel from Burnout doing that too when she transitioned from clothing to books. Yeah, because otherwise it's really hard and I get why, because you've got something that's decent and is worth money, and you're thinking, I can't just donate it back, or right,
But doing an auction, even if you're making a loss on it or making bugger all on it, it's a way for me of it's gone
back at least. And
looking at how to get rid of it, sales are not working. If it's just genuinely not good, we've all bought shit that's no good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're learning. If it's no good, don't just redonate it. And don't worry about it.
Yeah, because I'm not sure how the laws are, but you can redonate it at the cost you paid for it, so you can use it as a tax deduction. That's how it is here in the US, at least.
Exactly, and you're in Melbourne, so I don't know because I've never been there, Wayno, so you probably know more. But isn't it if you donate something at Savers, you get a coupon?
Yeah, if you donate a bag of stuff at Savers, they give you 20% off coupon.
Yeah.
I should do that. I never donated to Savers.
Well, if you have only had one sale from a 50% off women's clothes sale, honestly, hate to say it. Because your other choice is to refresh your listings with new photos and, try and make them all prettier titles and all that sort of stuff. But that's a lot of work for items that probably aren't going to sell anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's no shame in just.
Yeah, no, there's not. I actually I've got probably 3 boxes of stuff up in my front room, and that stuff, because we're having a whole town garage sale here in September, and so there are a few items that I'm not going to be selling on eBay anymore, but they're going in the garage sale, and then if they don't sell after that, they will be just getting donated back to one of the op shops. Just going to try not to give it to the one that I bought it off.
Yep. Yeah, in the U.S., we can do up to $500 in charitable deductions per year.
If you've had one sale in 5 days and you're running 50% off, it probably means your stuff's not good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're not buying the right brands, or the
Yeah.
trendy brands, or
which we've all done. We've all done it.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're doing your reseller tax properly, redonating is a great way. Totally.
Yeah, and Marilyn, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or whatever, or give me some way of getting in contact with me, because if you want some help and direction in the sort of stuff that is selling, because I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've gotten pretty good at doing the research side of things, and I can help you out a bit there. So yeah, go and watch one of my videos.
Yeah, bundle transfers and auction that might work as well.
Yeah, look, you can do it by auction, and then if it sells, I've been doing the auctions every day now for about 10 days, I think, in a row, and I've only had two items out of that haven't actually sold, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, I just dump stuff. I won't list stuff. For an auction for 99 cents if it hasn't sold. It's
stuff I've already got listed, Wayno, and my problem is, because I know it's valuable, I struggle with letting it go. Whereas if I actually put it up for auction, starting at 99 cents, look, most of them I've started them about $2.50 because that'll help cover my fees if it sells for that price, and plus postage. And so it's actually a way for me to get rid of it
quicker if you just want to. I hardly do auctions. I don't really have a whole lot of success with them. So I'm usually just buy it now or best offer. They can just send me an offer, and I run periodic sales. So,
I'll give an example. I bought a lot of shit clothes when I was learning it. So I've had a bunch of T-shirts that are listed for between $10 and $15 that are probably never going to sell.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to list them for 99 cents on auction, because if they sell, they're probably only going to sell for 99 cents, and I could be fucking shipping it out. I'm not making it. I'd rather just donate it.
I want to clear the space primarily, and just get those different categories out of my store. So I've only got my main categories. Is one of the reasons I'm doing it. So and plus, on some things, as I said, I'm making a little bit of money, so that's a bit of cash flow that can go back into buying, better stuff that sells in 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever.
Yeah, even if it's at a loss, just get that money coming back in.
Yeah. No worries, Kafin. Am I saying it the right way? How's everybody pronouncing it?
Oh, I'd probably say it that way. I don't know how, though. I don't know if that's right, though.
Sounds right.
But yeah, thanks for coming along. Yeah, we probably should wrap up. I'm hungry.
I'm getting a bit hungry myself.
You go to bed.
Yeah.
I got
Sounds
work
weird,
in
doesn't it?
8 hours.
Oh, yes. I'll probably still got work at 8 hours too.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me in. This is fun. Good.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'll probably we'll probably share the link again. We won't do it every time, but yeah, I don't know. I'll do more of these
another time, sure.
Yeah. And if you see the white van, run. #run from the white van, because Octo might sort of try and hit you up to be a hostage or something.
I've shared the link on the live I do on Sunday nights before, but because that show's a bit more of a show and it's short, it's supposed to be a 1 hour show. It's hard to actually talk to people and get a lot done. So this is a way better sort of way to do it. Get to know people.
Yeah, I usually miss your live. Just miss it when it airs.
Oh yeah,
over here in the States.
Yeah, it'd be too early in the morning for you. So that's the other thing about
I'll rewatch it though. I always watch it though. So.
Oh yeah.
Octo says, "I'm lonely. I'll take anyone."
What was it? Next time I work on the CDs, I've been avoiding. Yeah. Thank you. Nice to have you. Maybe pick up. Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll wrap up. Thanks everyone for coming along. It was fun. I hope we kept you company for a while. And good to meet you, Brandon.
Thanks. Yeah, good meeting you guys.
Good to meet you. My son's name's Brandon, by the way. One of my boys. His name's Brandon.
Yes. Well, we'll see you on another one.
Sure. Take care, guys.
Yeah.
No worries. Bye, boys and girls.
Bye.
Bye.